Here's today's Goss's Garage thought-provoking message. Every week I get oil questions like the guy who changed my oil says I should be using thicker oil in my car. Now, I trust him, but I don't know about this advice. What should I do? Well, folks, it seems far too many people who change oil know more than the engineers who designed engines. These morons keep telling drivers to use thicker oil for better protection, but better protection doesn't come from thicker oil or thinner oil. It comes from the right oil, the oil the engine was designed to use. Don't be a moron and do it because two morons don't make a genius, and changing oil, no matter how many times anyone does it, won't magically morph them from oil changer to oil engineer or chemist. Nor will changing oil teach anyone the steps used in a refinery to change crude oil or synthetics into something that can protect the parts inside your engine. Protection during cold starts and blazing hot days in traffic and every situation in between. Sadly, changing oil will not make a tech into a metallurgist that can study the amount of expansion of engine parts as it heats up. Nope, changing oil or even repairing engines won't give anyone the knowledge necessary to make recommendations to switch from the oil recommended by the manufacturer to something not recommended by the manufacturer. The primary job of oil in an engine is to keep moving parts from touching one another. This is done by means of a thin film of oil in gaps between parts. Well, that keeps them from touching. But here's the rub. As engines have become more precise due to sophisticated computer-controlled machining, the space or gap for this film of oil has become smaller. Now, this means these engines need thinner oil to pass through those smaller gaps and still provide the film of oil necessary to keep parts from touching. Also, nearly all engines these days have variable valve timing, which works off oil pressure. Changing to a thicker oil changes the pressure needed to move the oil through the engine. Now, that increase in oil pressure can confuse the car's computer, which controls the variable valve timing. And that leads to lower performance, lower gas mileage, or in some cases even a check engine light. Bottom line, changing oil or repairing cars does not give anyone, myself included, the knowledge to determine if a change in oil thickness will be good, bad, or indifferent for an engine. In other words, don't reinvent the wheel. The manufacturer has spent millions in testing and engineering to determine the right oil for your car. Did the person changing your oil spend millions of dollars to develop their suggestion, or is it just mental fantasy or outdated wacko bull? Unless the vehicle manufacturer issues a bulletin telling you to do something different, always use the oil recommended in your owner's manual. Very few people are smarter than the engineers who designed the engine. And typically, they won't be changing your oil. For more car tips, tricks, and money-saving ideas, check out goss-garage.com.